What's going on, people? Myself and Younes are back live. This time round, it is the same day, just a few hours after another humiliating result for Chelsea Football Club. To many will say, but we didn't lose. We got a point. Bullshit. It's humiliating. And I've just sworn in the first 30 seconds of this live. Everything's out the window now, innit? Monetization, all of that. I couldn't care less. I'm at a point now, Younes, where it's becoming. I'm at a point where I'm not even thinking about top four. That thought there is long gone. It's out of the door. I'm not even thinking about Europa League right now either. This is how bad I think that this is getting. I think this is getting really bad, Younes. And the last thing that I wanted to do on a post-match today was to go on there after the last post-match that I did, start shouting my head off and getting upset. But unfortunately, what we were shown yet again today, it warranted that, bro. It warranted that. Now, Younes, I know you've already got your preview out, so I don't want you to go to. Your review out. I'm not going to ask you to obviously over elaborate your thoughts. I would prefer the people were to go and watch it after this live so they can hear your full thoughts. But just give me a quick summary of what you felt today, man. What was going on with the manager, with the squad? What is it, Younes, man?
Bro, it's my concern is the same concern as you, I'm sure, and like everyone else. It's where is it going? Where are we heading now? Because unlike last year, where it was all a big shock, it's like, whoa, what the hell's going on? We can't have another year like last season. Like, we can't. But as you've said, and I said this in my review, I think it's absolutely correct. There's no way playing like this we're going to get Champions League football. There's no way we're going to get a European spot. Some would argue we won't even get top 10. And rightfully so.
Bro.
Playing like this, we won't. We won't. But we can't have that. Like, we can't have 2 seasons in a row without European football. We can't. If not, it starts to get into the dangerous territory. Not even dangerous. What's beyond dangerous? Flipping death. It gets into the territory where you are officially a mid-table team. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Forget. Like, you're no longer part of the big boys. It's done. And I never thought we would find ourselves in that situation. But right now, with the games that we have to win and the schedule that we have coming up, not in terms of frequency, because we've got the most open and easy flipping schedule anyone could ask for. We play 1 game a week compared to everyone else. But we've got to play all the big boys from late October at once. And if we don't win the games prior to that, when we got to go and play all of them, this could get dark.
Listen, it's already dark.
No, because it's already, but I mean dark.
No, I hear you.
We've not seen before. Do you know what I mean?
No, I hear you. The riders of the apocalypse, the horsemen, and all that. That's exactly. On the way. But it's one of those ones where, bruv, we were supposed to already be on a 3-game winning run. In my honest opinion, we should have beat West Ham. We should have beat Luton, and we definitely should have got 3 points again today. We should have had 9 points today.
But Nottingham Forest as well.
Nottingham Forest.
We should be winning that game.
We should have beat them. We're going to Villa next. Well, Villa's going to be at home next. Unai Emery's not a man.
It's Villa, though, isn't it?
Not confident with that whatsoever. We've got Fulham away. Even with them,
Brighton in the cup after them. What about that? Brighton in the cup. Carabao. Bro, losing to Forest and then dropping points today to Bournemouth doesn't set us up whatsoever to playing Villa and then having to play Brighton. Both games at the Bridge. Those 2 games now, man. If it doesn't go our way, shit's gone left. Like, Brighton knock us out the cup. I can't even begin to think what's going to happen.
Listen.
I can't even begin to think.
If we're having really honest conversations right now, they're favourites.
100%. You see what they did to United yesterday? And that was expected. That was expected.
I did.
They'll come to the Bridge and do the same thing at this rate.
No, I did. I saw what they done at United against United, and if I'm being completely honest, I never thought I would ever say something like this. Brighton are actually contenders for top 4.
100%.
I swear. Top 5 now. I swear down there. Looking at contenders,
I think they'll get it. At this rate, I think they'll get it. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So look, people, you thought me and Younes were done talking about fixtures. Oh no. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, yeah. Listen, after Villa at home, we've got Fulham away. I'm not confident about that. We've got Burnley away. Should be beating them. But you want to know what comes after Burnley away? Lord have mercy.
After the international break. Yeah.
Hey,
this
listen.
is where it gets tasty.
Listen, Chelsea versus Arsenal. That's what we're coming back to. You thought it was done after that. We've got Brentford at home. Don't think we're beating them. Then we got Spurs away. Criminal to lose against them, but it's not looking good right now.
And that's with Poch back at Tottenham.
Right. Then after that, we've got Manchester City at home. Then after that, we've got Newcastle away. Then after that, we've got Brighton at home. Then after that, we've got Manchester United away. Then after that, we've got Everton away, who have just narrowly missed out on drawing against Arsenal, who are by far way better than us. Where are we going to get 3 Premier League points from? Outside of Burnley, where are you confident we're going to get 3 Premier League points from?
Bro, this is why. This reason is why I was saying we have to beat Bournemouth. There's no other option on the table. And the same applies to Forest. And the same applies for next week. And the same applies when we play Fulham and Burnley. There's no other alternative, because playing the way we're playing, we got no chance in all the games you mentioned. None. So we can't legitimately, we can't drop points in all these games coming up now and then go into that run after the international break and then drop points. We'll be lost. We'll be bottom of the league. Like, no. This is why I'm saying it's so crucial. But we lost to Forest and we dropped points today against an open Bournemouth. What's left?
Well, Sushan, thank you for the super chat. Seems to think we need Mourinho ASAP to salvage the season and grow a spine in this team. Mourinho, please save us. Now, let's go back to before Pochettino was appointed. I, for one, said I don't want to see Mourinho back at Chelsea. I'm now here on the 17th of September, and I'm thinking, it might not have been such a terrible shout. From the standpoint, people, yeah? I'm still not going to defend the football entirely. Do you know what I mean? But from the standpoint, I 100% believe we're not getting... It wouldn't be 5 points in 5 games right now with Mourinho. Absolutely not. And why I say that is Mourinho, one thing that has never left this guy in his entire career, he knows how to build a spine. He knows what's needed in that spine, and he knows how to build a spine with longevity. And I say that to say this. If Jose Mourinho was offered Dusan Vlahovic, he would be at fucking Chelsea right now. We would not be led by Nicholas Jackson. I'm fucking sorry. We wouldn't. I said it time and time again. This man is not a striker. The performance today, yet again. Does this man look like a natural striker to you, Younes?
You know what's mad? Because when you get these sort of players, I'm always of the thing of, all right, let's give it a run. Let's give the benefit of the doubt. And especially with a striker, I think it's always crucial to understand the difference between a striker that's missing when there isn't much chance coming to him and a striker that's missing sitters. And when you have a striker missing sitters, like we've seen countless example, that's on the striker.
Yep.
When you have a striker that's not getting what he needs to get in order to get the goals, that's not on the striker. Those first few games, I don't think were on Jackson. The last 2 games, I think, are on Jackson. Do you know what I mean? When you see the miss against Forest. 2 yards out, that's on Jackson. Like,
is Vlahovic missing that? Is Vlahovic missing that?
Realistically, I want to get to this point as well afterwards about Vlahovic and any other striker that's deemed as a top striker, right? Jackson today, there were opportunities where he was making runs, and I'm seeing Sterling and Gallagher not literally feeding, and they're going sideways. I'm like, what are you doing? That's not on Jackson. Facts. But when Jackson gets the ball on the left-hand side and he's got no option to shoot, but he's like, I'm going to shoot and I'm going to send it to the fan that's in row L and almost kill him, right? What are you doing? And this is where I turn to Jackson. I'm like, what's going through your head? What's going through your brain? I also want to make the point, because you mentioned Vlahovic. I don't know if this is this PTSD. Is this? Let me know in the chat, right? But I can't help but think that any striker that comes to Chelsea now is going to flop. Anyone. Haaland, we could get Haaland from City and he would struggle. I'm at this point. I'm like, I don't genuinely know which striker to turn to.
Bro.
So I genuinely don't know. Who knows? He might come and bang, but we've had so many strikers now that have flopped that I don't know. We might need to find a strikerless formation and see if that works. I don't know, man.
Look at this. Even Musbar saying, "Sorry, lads, this season is another shit show. I have no patience for Poch. He's made questionable lineups so far. 6 wins in all competition in 2023. Let that sink in. That is disastrous. 100%.
Do you know what? As well, I want to turn back to that point about Jose very quick, right? Because before Poch, I was thinking this, but then we got Poch, and I'm like, okay, cool. It seems like there's already people that are looking at Poch and going, "Nah, mate, you're not it," right?
Not yet for me. I'm not there yet.
No, of course, I'm not either. But I'd be lying if I was saying it's not looking like it's heading there. Mate, keep this up for another 5-10 games. We will be there.
Oh,
we will be there.
You got patience.
But with Jose has an advantage over every other manager that the club can eventually, if it comes to it, that the club can tap into, and that's time. Because when you have managers that come through the door now, everyone's going to be on them like a hawk. But I think the one manager that can come in, no matter how Chelsea are playing, that can actually get the entire fan base to go, "No, we got to give this time." It's Jose, because he's earned that from back in the day. Yep. So if Chelsea actually have to come to a point where they have to let Poch go, at that point, look, I am 110% advocating for Jose, because realistically, we're talking about stability. He's the only one at Chelsea that can actually give us some sort of stability. If not, we'll be sacking managers every 5 games.
I agree, but you see what would be the major stumbling block for Mourinho? The guys upstairs. They're not going to...
No, this is the point. Now, would that ever happen in the first place? I don't think so, because I don't think Jose would tolerate.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to... It's not going to happen. And on top of that, Kai here says in the chat here that, there's some reservations about him developing youngsters. So that's even a point. Maybe it might not even be the right project for him. I don't know. But for me, what I personally believe is, just based on what we've seen so far, I personally think it would have been a different summer had Mourinho had control. We would have definitely signed some of the more senior players who have been, deep in elite tournaments and perhaps won a couple of trophies here and there. I think we would have had players that would have been able to dig us out of situations like this. Because we've got a group of players that have never been here before. Do you know what I mean? And when I say never been here before, I mean never faced situations within the Premier League where, things are not going the way they're supposed to go. You're not sure how to break the team down or whatever. Sometimes you need that experience that's there, that's able to send through the whole team. Listen, this is how we're gonna do things. This is how we're gonna play. This is how we're gonna approach things. We don't have that, because now these players are looking around, right? Our senior players, for example, Thiago Silva, he's a defender. He's already marshalling that back 4 and that goalkeeper like he did today. Did you see the coaching he was doing on the pitch today? The amount of talking after, is he player manager? This is what I'm thinking. So there's that, and then you've got Raheem Sterling. Right, this guy for me, out of senior players in general, is not the biggest leader, not the most vocal leader. This man works at his best when all the other 10 players around him are playing at his best. So outside them 2 options, we don't have anything. We've got nothing, no kind of experience to get us out of this.
No,
do you know what I mean?
There's nothing to turn to, and this is where there's a positive and there's a negative. The positive is that when you have a lot of young players, they have no choice but to listen to the manager. It's actually easier on the manager to work with a younger squad than it is to work with a bunch of experienced players in terms of getting your idea across, because you've got everyone that's just tapping in and listening to you because they don't know any better. A bunch of 19, 20-year-olds that haven't been told otherwise, who've just basically made it into top-level senior football, their first real top manager is going to be Pochettino.
Yep.
So they're good. They're all in. They're all in. And that's what you want as a manager. You want everyone invested and all in. But it does mean that it's more on you. Exactly. You're not getting anything out of them. That's on you now. However, with the experienced managers, with the experienced players, you do have players that have been through certain situations that can adapt to certain games at times where you're looking to experience, and then they get you out of a hole. that can happen. But at the same time, with some experienced players, especially in the modern day, not back in the day, but in the modern day, you get players that develop a character and an ego where it's like, nah, I want to do it my way, or I don't like what you're saying, or, and you get those sort of guys. So it might be more difficult to manage. This is where Pochettino, I feel like, has enough in the squad to be able to get the team to play how he wants them to play. But the problem is we're not seeing that. Right now, we're not seeing anything, but it's scary compared to preseason. And I think preseason was a lie. I think we got lied to. At this point, I think we got this.
See, this is what I'm trying to say.
Absolute lie.
Yeah, preseason, right? Let's have a look at the highlights of preseason. One of them was Ian Matson. How many times have we seen him featured since the season started? What, today? If there's any, forgive me, people, if there's any beforehand.
Yeah, he came on.
Exactly, and he didn't even start. And now this is my next thing, right? In fact, no, do you know what? I wanted to address this before I get onto that, because that's going to be a bit of a speech. But this one here, Vlahovic getting overrated again. This is what I'm saying, Santiago. This is not directly to you per se, because you are a very good subscriber. You contribute. I've got respect for you. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to generalize this. So this isn't necessarily about you. A lot of people say this because they were getting naked for Jackson in preseason, bro. Preseason, Jackson, one chance, one goal, one chance, one goal. I, for a bit, got a little bit of deception. However, let's fast forward as to when you really earn your money, when the season starts.
Yeah.
Have you seen the goals that Dusan has scored so far for Juve?
Well, we saw one yesterday, didn't we? It was yesterday.
Not just one. Did you see the other one?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Please tell me, just purely through mere observation, who at Chelsea Football Club can strike a ball, one, as well as Dusan Vlahovic, and two, who do you trust at Chelsea to put the ball in the back of the net better than him?
This is the thing. Right now, at Chelsea, it doesn't look like there's anybody. But like the point I mentioned earlier, I reckon if you end up spending whatever you had to spend on a Vlahovic, for example, Nkunku could be a shout.
Facts, yeah.
You end up spending the money that we have to spend to get Vlahovic, or we'd have to do whatever we had to do in order to get that Lukaku deal done, if you remember, because then in the end we didn't do that.
Yep.
Vlahovic comes to Chelsea. Would he do it here as well, or would he flop?
This is the thing. This is the thing, Younes. I'm not going to be disingenuous. I'm not going to be disingenuous because I like the striker and say he was going to come here and hit the ground running.
And it's not just him. It's everyone.
One thing I'm going to say to you is this. 100% I can guarantee you it would not be 5 points in 5 games. Based on the chances that I saw that had been missed from our number 9, he's not missing half them chances. So we're further up the table. This is the point that I'm trying to make, just down to the pure basics. I'm not saying he'll come in here and he's going to get the 30 goals in the season that everybody wants to see. No. But what I'm saying is those critical chances that do turn their head, he's going to score more times out of 10. And we don't have that right now.
And you know what? I think there's more that we don't have. Because in the way that we play, especially today was a game where it suited Chelsea a lot. Realistically, we should be dealing with Bournemouth in the way that Bournemouth set up. But we've got players that are making all sorts of weird decisions. Our decision making from all over the place is a joke. From midfield, sometimes from the flanks. I've always get a vibe, and I didn't say this in my review, to be honest. So I'll say it here for the first time. I get a vibe that sometimes we just kick the ball, hope, and see where it goes. Like, put the ball up. All right, let's just go for it. Lads, just all right, bomb forward. And then you get that proper Sunday league vibe, where there isn't much construction in the way that we're actually trying to do things. Sometimes it just looks like we're hoping. Sometimes you see players on the ball when they're like, you're muted, by the way. Players are on the ball, and you see, instead of already having anticipated what decision they're going to go with, okay, they've got the ball and now they're having to watch out for them losing the ball, but they're having to monitor exactly what the situation is. And then they're going to have to try and build and see what are they now going to do. And that's taking time. And boom, pressure comes on. And then they go backwards, or they pass and they lose the ball. Or it's just the intelligence is lacking. It's lacking. The IQ is so low. It's crazy.
But you know, with the decisions on the ball, right? And this is where I might defend a few of the players a little bit here.
Yeah.
Players, to an extent, can only be as good on the ball as what's available to them in terms of the runs and the IQ off the ball. You understand?
Or you mean based on the
So
actions
for
of the
example,
teammates too?
I'll give you an Enzo for an example, right?
Yeah,
you know, when the
exactly.
ball's at this guy's feet, if the correct run is made for this guy,
he'll
he's
make
gonna
it.
see it.
100%.
If he doesn't execute it, at least he's got the vision to see it and try it, bro.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Today, the movement, especially on that left side, was disgraceful, fam.
And we knew why. It was obvious, man. Like when we had the whole Chilwell left wing debate, I always stuck in the second point to that equation of Colwell at left back.
Exactly.
And everyone, all of a sudden, I saw the lineup come out. Chilwell's not playing. Yes, problem solved. No, Colwell's playing at left back. And this time, he hasn't even got Chilwell, who's technically a defender and tries to come back but doesn't do it enough because he can't. He's bombing too far forward. Now he's got Mudryk, who's in front of him. That's probably just going to be waiting for Colwell to do all the work. But Colwell's not a left back. So technically, realistically, we've actually made it worse. But people didn't want to hear that conversation.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Younes. You did, because you know the thing is, when I saw the lineup, I'll be real with you. I saw the lineup, I said, yeah, Mudryk starting. Then when my eyes shifted down to see who the left back was, I said, okay, this is going to be another. I said, he's going to be another terrible game for Mudryk. And you know what? He's going to get scapegoated again.
And
when you're playing, especially, bro, when you're playing in a back with a back four, right?
Yeah.
Your wingers, they cannot be isolated. This is the difference as to why Raheem Sterling is getting the runs that he's getting, because Malo Gusto naturally is a fullback. He understands how to overlap, underlap, not when to go too far forward and when to release the ball. Exactly. Colwell on that left side, he can't dribble. Naturally, that's not his job. He can't cross very well. Naturally, that's not his job.
He's not the fastest either.
He can't beat his man. Naturally, that's not his job. He's not a sprinter. Naturally, that's not his fault. His best position, he's a centre back. And then people, the tacticals will say, well, yeah, he's playing at fullback, but he's supposed to be inverted a bit more, where he's going to be used in a central and you can see his passing. Fuck all that. How many times did you see him in the central position today? How many times did you see him invert today? Tell me.
You were the left back. And today wasn't even a hybrid. It was a flat four. And he was the left back. Like, there wasn't any sort of back three and then him tucking out. Like, no. He was a left back. And that was... So many people were saying, oh, no, he's going to make the ball over the top to Mudryk. Mudryk's going to run into the space. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
we did that once.
Good
and you know what? Yeah. Mudryk actually done all right. That fair play to Mudryk. I don't think he even should have come off, because if we'd actually put a left back on, or if a Maxson came on or something, we might have seen something. I think maybe a little bit more from Mudryk at the end, but he came off. And
speaking of left backs, in fact, you know what? I'm going to throw something else in there. The fact that Thiago Silva is playing next to Colwell as well, I'm going to explain that as well, because from a tactical perspective, madness. I'll explain that in a second. However,
you mean Thiago Silva as the left centre back in that back four
next to Colwell?
Yeah.
Anyway, but this is my thing. This was the question of the day, bro. You've got one of the best young centre backs in Europe playing at left back. All right. Let's have a look at the bench. Chilwell, natural left back. We haven't seen Maxson play left back at Chelsea yet, but you and I both know throughout his career,
he's left back.
Coventry, left back. Burnley, left back. Chelsea, centre midfield. So we've got two left backs at the club, sitting down on the bench, away from home, where we have to get 3 points. And yet we've gone for the centre-back who's playing his first season at Chelsea as a senior, out of position, and doesn't have no pace.
Yeah.
Younes, what's going on here? And then people talk to me and tell me, you're being too harsh on the manager. You need to calm down. It's only 4 or 5 games in. What's going on, Younes?
This is where it's decisions like this where I look to, we didn't do this in preseason. at all. This is why I think the hype on preseason was high when things looked like they started clicking, and maybe we were forming some sort of a foundation, and we weren't seeing any of this. And as soon as we play Liverpool, day one, all of this comes out of nowhere, and then we stick with it. Then we lose games, and we still stick with it, and we've dropped more points. And it's bonkers as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't make sense. But I'd like to think that Poch, like I did at the start of the season, has a plan and has an outlook and knows exactly what he's doing. When I see this, I'm like, are you reading the same situation as us? Like, or what's going on? Because it doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. It's pretty easy. We have to keep ourselves simple and not overcomplicate the situation, because I feel like we're overcomplicating. Yeah. We're not City. We're not Arsenal. Unfortunately,
we're not there yet. We need to get the basics right first.
Exactly. We need to be able to. We can't be okay, we're going to play in a hybrid and we're going to ask for this and this, and it's just going to be fantastic. It's all going to kick off because that's how it is. Like, no, City can do it. City can do it. And people are using Gvardiol as a reason as to why they're doing it, because he's playing left back when he is a left back, by the way. He was playing left back at Zagreb before he was playing at Leipzig.
Before he was a centre back at Leipzig. He played at left back for Croatia in the World Cup and the Euros.
So Pep's not stupid. Do you know what I mean? But Colwell's not a left back. So when we're seeing this and we're seeing ourselves persist with this, when we can just easily play a left back in a left back role, play in a flat back 4, play a winger, and play a 10, or play whoever needs to play in their position, and that's it. Let's roll with it. We're not doing that.
No, we're not.
So it points to Poch. I'm like, yo, are you all right, mate? Like, because that's costing us points now.
And it's even worse. Do you know what makes this situation, this precise point that you've touched on, even worse for me, is the fact that you know what the answer is because you've shown us. You've shown us that you know what the answer is. Exactly. You've shown us what you know we have to build onto. So why the change when the season starts? That's cowardice. Okay, maybe against Liverpool, I'll say this. Against Liverpool, the pragmatism, I might understand it. Considering who the opposition is and the threats that they've got on the pitch, all right then, I'll give you Liverpool.
Yep.
Although we beat them 3-0, Luton, that's unacceptable, bro.
Yep.
We lost to Nottingham Forest. We had 6 defensive players on the pitch. That's unacceptable, bro.
There we are, yeah.
I'd rather we lost 4-1 to Nottingham Forest with attacking players on that pitch than lose 1-0 with 6 defensive players on the pitch. Mum's life. Much rather that.
Or even if you're going to if you're going to set up in a way where you are looking to defend and play on a counter, and that's your style, and you have the players for that, and you know you can kill on a break, by all means, because you know the opposition is not getting through. If you're that sure that the opposition is not going to get past, and it's just based on opportunity, and that's going to generate itself, and you're going to take advantage because you're clinical and you're lethal when you do get on the break, and that's the style of football you're after, cool, not a problem, because that's going to get you the 3 points. Fair enough. We used to do that. That used to be us, right? But if you are going down this route, mate, play players in their position. And it's not to say we're not going to eventually move to what people want in the hybrid and start getting overcomplicated. That might come later. Yeah. But you got to start with the basics. This is it's meant to be a new team, a new manager, new vibe. Yeah, let's start with the basics. You can't, you got to walk before you run. So let's do that first. And then when we do get ourselves to a level, we get ourselves to a level. But we're not even doing that right. And it's costing us results. And because of that, things are going left. And when it goes left, it just doesn't help and things get worse. So
yep. And especially off the back of what we experienced last season, the pressure is even worse.
This is it. It's because of last year as well.
Yep. It's even worse now. Felix, thank you for the super chat. Patience is gone because of last season. Yeah, there you go. How dare Poch see us bypass their midfield in the first half and not sub on Palmer at the 10? Jackson runs, but he's never in the box. Felix, the last point, I've been saying this for weeks, bro. This man is everything but a striker. And
I do want to say in relation to that point as well, because I truly think, say if Nkunku was there, Jackson would be more box orientated, like he was I'd say like in preseason. We keep referencing preseason, but like right now, I feel like preseason was a lie. But he is having to. There is no 10. He is having to drop a lot deeper, and then he's having to run into the box. And sometimes you find ourselves having to cross the ball in, and he's not there yet. And that's happened countless times. but he's also compensating for the fact that there is no number 10. Again, I point to Poch. Palmer's there. Play him in the 10. Why are we not playing a 10 if the option is there to not, when we say we don't have Nkunku, we don't have Chukwuemeka, Palmer's there, use him. Why are we playing Gallagher?
Even worse. No, even worse. Why are you still playing Enzo next to Gallagher? And I mean, sorry, not my bad. Why are you still playing who was our midfield today? It was
Enzo,
Gallagher, bro. Why is Enzo still at number 10?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he there? When Enzo's best game is from deep, he influences game as a deep lying player, bro. And you're playing him next to the striker or closest to the striker.
Yep.
I don't get it. And then Conor Gallagher is naturally a number 10. So why are you playing him next to Ugochukwu? Can someone explain this to me? I don't understand how this works, bro. What is going on? Why shouldn't I criticize the manager when I'm seeing this stuff?
This is the thing. And these are all things that we didn't anticipate when the season started. You know, there were doubts before. I was one of them. I was saying that I've got my doubts and all that. And then he came in and we all got told what we wanted to hear. And we were seeing what we wanted to see in pre-season. We're like, yo, okay, let's move. Yep. Season starts and it's a different Chelsea. Like, it's all of a sudden we've gone back to last year. I'm like, what's going on? And these decisions absolutely warrant a question on the gaffer. What are you doing? So yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
Kevin, I've got to disagree with you here. Palmer for me looks like he's a natural 10. Yes, he was used on the right a lot by Manchester City, 100%. He can play there. Both. But when you look at the tools in this guy's box, he naturally should be getting. This guy is a player that will be getting 15 assists a season in the future somewhere. He's definitely got divisions playing number 10, 100%. It's just we're not utilizing him there. For whatever reason, we're not playing him there. I don't understand it. Jackson has been running around to link play because Enzo plays too far forward. Mental. And Colwell can't run up and down. Plus number 10. Play Palmer and Matson. My goodness. How hard is it?
What I don't understand is we all see this, right? But we're not seeing this addressed. Everyone sees exactly what's going on. People have been calling the Chilwell situation for ages. But it's only up until now where we managed to get, Chilwell didn't play, but the same system's in place. It's mad. It's weird.
I think we got to give Poch time. When the injuries return, this team will click. I'm sure of it. That's from Nippon. Nippon, big up yourself. A proper low subscriber as well. I know Nippon's got his channel as well, NS Sports TV. Make sure you subscribe to that. But what I will say, Nippon, is also this. Management is not just about having a fully fit squad all the time and when things are going well. I really see how much of a good manager you are when challenges arise. Exactly. Serious challenges arise. You can't fail at every hurdle that comes to you. Do you know what I mean? Couple failures here and there. I get it. I understand. We can contextualize certain things. But when it's continual failure, bro, I can't do it, fam. And when you look at the teams that we've played, Nippon, can't do it, bro. Because, sorry, Younes, because we're looking to get Nkunku by when? January? Is this when we're expecting to score goals now?
Exactly. Yeah.
What can happen before then? And this is actually leading me on to my next question before we close up on the stream. Pochettino. I've seen some shouts. He's not going to last till Christmas. I think that might be a little harsh, but I can see a small bit of truth in it if things continue the way they are. But what I can say as of now, and it kills me to say this, he's dangerously already coming to a point where we might not even see him next summer. He might not be there next summer with the decisions that he's making, bro.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. No, look, realistically, this is why I said yesterday, talking about getting rid of him after 5 games is a bit much. Like, come on. It's exactly. But like I said, if this were to continue, especially based on the schedule that we have, this were to continue, because like you said, there's no excuse, even with injuries. The team that we had today, the players that were available, right, are still good enough to go to Bournemouth and win. Hands down. There's no. You still have, look, you have who was meant to be coming in and being a good winner, Mudryk, okay. You bought a Cole Palmer from a City, or you have an Enzo Fernandez, you even have a Conor Gallagher, let's even include him, Sterling. That should be good enough to go to Bournemouth and get something done.
Yep.
Regardless, we shouldn't have to rely on Nkunku away at Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? So when you look at the squad and you look at the plays, even though we've got injuries, but the ones that we could turn to today, that should still get the job done. Now, because of that, realistically, and we've seen this at Chelsea before, this were to continue up until December, yeah, I'm sorry, at that point, the manager's job's on the line.
Because, even as us fans, how much more are we going to take? Because come December, honestly, a realistic thing come
Depends
December,
where we are.
Bro, realistically, with the run of games that we've got, if we don't win these next two, I keep saying this every week, if we don't win these next quote-unquote winnable games, I don't believe there are any in the Premier League. If we don't win them, we might not be in the top half of the table come Christmas.
100%. No, this is what, look, in a normal situation, right, a normal season, you would normally give till, from the start of a season, you'd give till December. When I look back, I think Roman actually had the timelines actually quite spot on. I think you give up until about November, see where you are. Okay, it's not looking good. All right, now it's on. Now you got a month, mate. Sort it out. If not, you're gone. By December, you've either fixed it or you're out. Simple. But these games, like I've mentioned, are must wins. We have to, because the run of games that you've just said at the start of this stream, that we've got to play from the 21st of October. We play like we played today in those games, we're getting destroyed. If we played Arsenal or City, this is it. It depends on where you find yourself in the table. If we find ourselves in the relegation zone, are you saying you're going to stick with the gaffer? You're not going to, bruv. It's untenable. You can't. Like last season, we'd have to actually talk about getting relegated. And I'm not doing that 2 seasons in a row, man. I'm sorry. No, it's not happening. On one game a week, it's not happening.
It's even magnifying now.
That's the thing. It's magnified because last season we had Champions League football. New owners had come in, right? You could understand. Kind of, even the minimal excuses were there. But this season, no Champions League football, no European football. We're playing 1 game a week and we've spent $1 billion. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, man. No excuse. It would hurt 10 times more to be in that situation this season than it did last season.
No, 100%. Hey, people, just a quick break from the stream. 336 people in the building. I need you lot to smash that thumbs up. Need you to subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. You get me? And to those that are going to be watching after the live stream, make sure you do leave your thoughts in the comments, and also check out the video preview that I did before this live. I did let it go once again. Yeah, I was upset once again. It just hurts. Younes, it hurts to see my club like this. Some people will message and think, well, when you lose and you get upset, you get all the views, you're getting this. I don't care about that. Honestly speaking, I don't care about that. I have a job outside of this that pays really good money, right? If money was the issue, I'd go and do overtime with my job, right? This is something that it's here. It's close to. I hate it. I hate opening my phone and seeing all my non-Chelsea friends just sending me some kind of banter. I hate it when people are just talking shit about a certain one of my players. I can't deny it because what they're saying is true. I can't stand it. The results, bottom half of the table, not knowing if we're going to get into the Champions League, when we're going to get into the Champions League. Having I can't do it, Younes. I'm sick of it, bro. It's painful.
Completely. And I wanna touch on that point that you made in terms of it's a misconception. And I used to believe it back in the day, but I truly believe with this fan base that we have, the Chelsea fan base online, I see it myself. I know the others are the same. I've spoken with them and they all say the same, and I'm sure it's the same for you. Views don't come or money comes when we lose. In fact, for us, it comes when we win.
Exactly.
When we're not Arsenal. With Arsenal fans profit when their team loses, but now even though their team is winning, they're actually seeing more because the entire Arsenal fan base are more invested, and that turns actually quite well for them. We've had that for quite some time, and it is the same for us now. We actually do better when we win. Views are higher, traction's higher when we win. Everyone's on it and everyone's happy. When we lose, it's actually not as good. So that point is invalid. We come on and we're here, win, lose, or draw. Whether we like it or not, we're here. We give our view. Simple as that. We're not going to shy away from it. And yeah, you're right. It doesn't. I want to see my team go on and win the title again, man. And that's going to sound entitled to a lot of the other fans that look at us and go, "Oh no, you just won the title." Well, yeah, of course. I saw a clip earlier on, and I came across it by chance, and it was a clip of Jose, funnily enough, and he was saying about Arsenal when Chelsea went to the Emirates and got a result, and the journalist asked him about boring Chelsea, and the Arsenal fans singing boring Chelsea, and he went, "Well, you know what's boring? 10 years without a title." And then I thought, now you know what? When was the last time we won a title? 2017.
It's now 2023.
We're getting there.
And if you lot don't believe how fast 10 years comes, people, go and ask Manchester United, go and ask Arsenal fans, go and ask how fast 10 years can come about.
Exactly.
This is stuff that I used to banter these clubs about. I mean, Arsenal, they're too far gone. They're reaching 2 decades, or they've already reached 2 decades. Come 2024, no title. United, the last title they won, I think he's coming to 10 years now, all close to that. You know what I mean? Liverpool, 1 title in 30 years. I don't want to be that team, because now what's left is just going to be what? Manchester City to just win it every year.
And even Arsenal, who we used to banter back in the day and whatnot, they are in the conversation. They find themselves with a team that can, with a couple of adjustments, maybe actually get the job done. But they're there. We want to be there. We're not saying it's an entitled right to go and just win everything automatically. No. But we have to be in that race. We have to be in the conversation throughout the whole season. We need to be in that discussion of who's going to win the title. Chelsea might. That's all we're asking for. And then it's up to us to make it happen.
This is a brilliant question, but it is one that is a bit too far in the future to definitively give you an answer, Nippon. But thanks once again for the super chat. I'll let you answer this one first, Younes, before we go. Do you see Chelsea winning anything in the next decade?
The next decade? I say yes. I mean, well... now every day it becomes more no.
Okay, all right. Do you know what we'll say?
I would think yes, surely.
Okay, let me narrow down this question. Let me really narrow it down for you. When we talk about winning something as Chelsea fans, there's only 2, well, maybe 3 that we're talking about: Prem, Champions League, FA Cup. Those 3. Yeah. In the next 10 years, could I see us win the FA Cup? Yeah, I could see it happening. Could I see us winning the Champions League where we're at now? Too many question marks. Why are there too many question marks?
Well, we need to be in it first.
There's that. And then now you look at the squad and how old this squad is and what we're relying on. We're relying on a core of about 20 players to develop and get to a level where they're elite enough to be winning this competition. We don't see this happen in football. Same with the Premier League. We don't see this happen in football. So this question for me all depends on the development on the 20 plus under 23s, 21s, 22s that we have. This is why I can't even give you an answer. As of now, I'm going to tell you straight. I don't see it. While Manchester City are doing what they're doing, and then on top of that, other teams around us are recruiting in a way where it's more win now as well as invest in the future. Yeah, I don't know what to say. And it kills me to say, I don't know what to say. I don't know what vision these owners have got. I have no idea. And it kills me to say that. You ask me and Younes under Roman, we'll be able to tell you probably about 3 or 4 Prems, 1 Champions League, a couple of FA Cups. Yeah, we're going to do that. Can't say that now, can we, Younes?
And you know what? It will turn to that conversation at some point if this were to continue. If this were to continue, it gets to a point where we have to look at the ownership and go, since you've come in, what have you done? Like, it could come to that. We have time to prevent that, but it could come to that. What I will say, though, in terms of winning something, we might win the league if we play in the championship.
Next summer. That's the summer. Next summer, that's the summer for me where if you don't get, I'm not even looking at the manager no more. I'm looking at the board. You don't get this right, I'm going to want you out of the club. This summer, in January, it was all about Project Youth. Invest in the best up-and-coming youth players. Next summer, for every youth player that you buy, I want to see a senior I want to see a senior player that has played at the highest level for both club and country at Chelsea Football Club. No more of this. I don't want to see a 19-year-old that could be Messi in 10 years or 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Man.
I don't. I want to see somebody that can contribute now, lead this squad now, get us at least into European positions. Is that too much to ask for?
And this is where there was one rumor, and I was away for this, so I wasn't like actually trying to actively scout this and see if this was legit. But there was a lot of people, and I don't know if you know, where apparently Chelsea didn't want to actually buy anyone above 25 years old in the transfer window. Like, was it? If that's legit, that's criminal.
Yeah, James Maddison, they said they didn't want to buy him because of his age. Nicolo Barella, they said no because they didn't want to because of his age.
You see, that based on the results that we're getting, if we are looking at a lack of experience, I would say, or lack of players in their prime, because we need to have players in their prime if you want to get results. That's what could be the turning point, and that's what could be the factor is if we don't end up getting points down the line, we find ourselves in a dangerous situation. That could be looked at as a catalyst in terms of why we are where we are. It could be turning to the owners and going, "You've messed up on this one, and you're to blame."
Younes, bro, 3 players that could have come into Chelsea Football Club now and had us in them top 3 positions. And we said no to all of them. Once again, James Maddison, we said no to him. Nicolo Barella, we said no to him. Who's the other one that we said no to? I just had his name in my head. I had a third one that was in my head just now. I forgot. But there was a third one where I was just like, Verratti. He's ended up in Saudi now, but we wanted him. He was offered to us.
Qatar.
He was offered to us. You know what we said? Nah, he's too old.
How old is Verratti? 29?
20, bro. For a man that can control the game as well as he can, and that's got eyes at the back of his head, the way he does, we're saying no to that. We're cooked, mate.
And PSG only let him go to Qatar because, well, it's the same people, really. It's Qatari owners. So it's just, it's still on the same payroll. But they found a move for him in order to play regularly over in Qatar. If not, the opportunity was there, definitely, for us to just go in and get a variety. Brozovic, I read, although he's gone off as well. But, yeah, weird.
Egregious, bro. Egregious stuff. It's egregious stuff, bruv.
Yeah.
Xavi CFC says we are in a relegation fight. Don't see us winning. The next 3 games in the November run will ruin confidence. These players are not ready for it. I hope no. I hope not, man. I really hope not. Seriously. I hope it's not going to turn out the way we're all thinking it's going to turn out. It's really not a good look. But people, listen. This is the last comment I'm going to read out. Because we got some more streams coming up later. We're going to surprise you actually. But Vivek Lambert says, except Sterling, everyone looked like they had zero idea what to do. Zero seniors. Tell me who's going to get you 50 goals this year. Colwell left back. Disasi was roaming around. It's a mess. Vivek, I don't see it. I don't know. I don't know.
Talking about Disasi, he come out after the game and said he think he played well. There was a clean sheet. So job done. I'm like, hang on. We got a clean sheet because of Sanchez. Let's be honest. If not, we would have lost 4-0.
What a save that was, by the way. What a save that was, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
One where he rushed off his line. Mate, great save. Fair play to Sanchez for that. But we're gonna have the same conversations, bro. Come January, I'm just hoping we're at 40 points or close to it. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, 40 points. Not again. Yeah, 40 points FC back again, bro.
Are we going to get Matisse to do his 40 points thing again? Are we going to do
He's going to have to. He's going to have to, bro. He's going to have to. And speaking of Matisse, actually, he has decided to call an emergency all-you-can-eat Chelsea. Obviously, Younes, one of the regulars on the show, always being on that. You can catch him on there. But he has a special, very handsome, bald guest as well. Yeah, for the emergency. Myself, Guni, will be joining on the All You Can Eat panel today. I'm very excited, actually. It's been a minute since I've wanted to jump on. Younes, very unprofessional of me. What time is it on tonight? I forgot.
You be there at 9:55, but 10 p.m. for everyone. 10 p.m. for everybody.
Yep. It's live at 10, so it'll be myself, Matisse, Miz, Younes will be giving our thoughts about Chelsea.
Yeah, us four.
I'm sure Matisse has a few questions for me based on one of the last rants I had. You know, I think we were supposed to discuss that, but this will be an opportunity to talk about that on the stream.
Yep.
Obviously, all other things pertaining to Chelsea. But look, the overlying point is here, people, just make sure you're there. Don't be a mug and miss it out, because you're going to kick yourself if you do. It's going to be a really good stream. But Younes,
the emergency ones are the best ones. So
they are indeed. But Younes, I know your preview is up, so make sure you do go and check out Younes's review. The match reaction, the review from Younes is out. Please make sure you go and check that as well. I'm gonna actually watch it after this live. I haven't had the chance to watch it yet. Mine is also out as well, so when you got time, make sure you watch that. Like I said, all you can eat Chelsea, we will be there. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you're there. You understand, people. But big up everyone that joined. Once again, thank you for the super chats, and thank you for everybody that has been contributing in the chat as well, man. I appreciate all of you. Some regulars in here. Certified, I see you. Diego C. Palace, Kevin Corbe, I see you. Nippon, obviously, bare names, too many names to mention, man. Just know that you appreciated the added time podcast as well. Bare people up in the building. But thank you very much for joining in, people. And hopefully next time it will be on some happier news. We'll get some 3 points or whatever. Something positive for Chelsea. But until then, we're going to switch the attention to England for a millisecond. Gareth Southgate, please get the hell out of England. Yeah, Home Office, if you're watching, take the passport away, take the citizenship away. Do not let him in. Yeah, just get him out. Another country, just extradite him and make him your citizen, so he has to manage you. Right?
Send him to Scotland.
Yes, all that. Send him to Scotland. Just not Rangers. We'll leave Rangers alone. The rest of them, just send him over there. You get me? But we're out. Gareth Southgate out. Gone.